this is starting the vlog for next week. I am going to do another public access run with Zoom today. I'll try to shoot some of it. It depends on how much time I have. Because it's going to take me a minute to get over there because normally when I go over to the gym, I cut across the grass. I can't do that today because the grass is still a little wet from the rain. And Mom's like, don't sink in the mud. And I'm like, well, I'll try not to do that. But I did get the poop picked up today, so that's a step in the right direction. So I am taking him for a public access run, and this is going to be my first time putting his vest on by myself. For right now, the trainer suggested I don't even fasten the bottom, what would be the girth strap under his tummy. And I'm just going to zip it over his head, and hopefully he doesn't pull it off or something. And he shouldn't, because it has to go over his shoulders and over his head. He would have to fuss with it quite a bit before he starts messing with it to the point where it's going to be. So, a problem. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do rowing session. And since this is my first time back in the gym in 4 months, I'm going to actually just do a short rowing session today. Normally I would be over there for 20 minutes, but, since I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone, running over to the gym and doing a public access run with him, and since I want to take him to the, haircut place with me next week, I'm trying to do public access runs with him every week. I do it every day, except I don't go out every day. And I can't take him to Bible study yet because the Bible study is it's 1 to 2 hours, and I can't put him in a downstay that long yet. And you have to remember he's only 10 months old. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll update you guys as things go. I meant to shoot this yesterday, and I was so tired. After I got back from the gym, I was like, I'll do it tomorrow because I'll be able to think, and my chest won't be hurting and everything else won't be hurting, and I'll be fine. And apparently the dog was tired too, because he didn't even get up to go out before we went to bed. He wasn't even up. He was on the couch, crashed. He slept most of the afternoon after we got back, because I had walked him. I walked him down, and I had to go around on the sidewalk, which I had never done with him before because that sidewalk is so narrow. That's good, but he didn't pull off as much as I thought he would, so that wasn't that much of an issue, because I was envisioning him trying to pull all the way over, and since there's a curb with cars, and fortunately I'm not walking him during a real high traffic time. If I was walking him between 5, 6 around rush hour, I'd be a little bit more worried, but that wasn't really an issue. So I was a lot of new stuff for him and new stuff for me. I had never walked him that far before because I'd been walking around the quad because that's where he's the least distracted outside. We can walk him across the parking lot because Mom and Dad have both done that. So I can take him across the parking lot. That's not the problem. I had to walk him down the front sidewalk, which I've only done with him a couple of times. And the one time he got spooked by something and pooped on the sidewalk. I think I know what spooked him that time. He just heard a loud noise from behind him, and he didn't know what had made the noise, and it kind of freaked him out a little bit. I think as long as he knows what made the noise, he's usually fine. But I had to walk him down the front sidewalk, and then I had to walk him down down the drive, which I had never done with him, again, because of how he would, I didn't want him pulling so far over to the side. He would get hit by a car, or I would get hit by a car because he wasn't paying attention. But he did very well. There was minimal traffic that day, and the cars, I usually watch cars pretty good because most of them are watching, so they're not gonna hit me. I've only had a couple of cars that have almost hit me because they're not paying attention. But I walked him down the drive. I had to walk him down the sidewalk. So I did two things I had never done with him before, and he did really well. And this was also a very long walk for him because I've never walked him that far. I intend on walking him that far eventually every day and doing at least one long walk a day with him, which is going to be at least a half-hour walk. So collectively, that's going to be an hour-long walk throughout the day. I would like to get him for 2 walks a day because once he is walked, he is good for the rest of the day, and I'll have a little bit more time to like write or watch TV depending on where my energy level is. But anyway, so I walked him over there. I had to go in the door to the gym, which is very narrow. They did not have the garage doors open. I'm actually surprised they didn't have the garage doors open, but it may have been because it was so windy. But I was checking him and I was making sure he didn't have to go potty or anything like that. He got in the door, and it was one of those things, it was a new place, so he had to kind of get the lay of the land. And I wanted to make sure he was going to be okay around the sound of the barbells dropping when people were doing like deadlifts and stuff like that, because they just drop the barbells and they're quite heavy and they make a lot of noise. Mostly any dog, if you do that and they're not prepared for it, they'll get startled and they'll freak them out and they'll never be comfortable with it. I think it startled him maybe once or twice, but I think once he knew what was making the noise and it wasn't anything dangerous, he was fine. And I think once he got over knowing where he was, what it smelled like, and who the people were, I wanted to introduce him to the CrossFitters, and stuff like that. But once he was comfortable with things, he did settle down eventually. I mean, I had to keep correcting him and telling him to putting him back in a downstay, which is kind of normal for public access runs for a dog his age. He's better than his downstay out in public is better than most 10-month-old dogs. But he did really well. I give him a solid B- for that run, considering he did about 3 things he had never done before and he did decently at them. He is good at getting in, and he's good at getting indoors now. He does tuck in when he goes into doors now. It's funny because he's actually better at heeling and turning in a tight space. He's actually better doing it that way. Because if he has too much room, he tends to get distracted. If he doesn't have a lot of room, he'll turn tighter and he'll go where you want him to go. But the fact that I did that long run all by myself and I was able to get about 15 minutes of rowing in was kind of nice. Of course, then I spent the rest of the afternoon watching TV with my feet up. But I wanted to get this filmed for next week's vlog, which I'll start putting together probably on Saturday. And if I do anything else before I put that vlog up, it'll be in here. But I will continue working on his public access runs at least in the next couple of weeks because my trainer is going on vacation and she won't be able to see us until the end of the month. And that'll be good. And then at the end of next month, she'll be taking him for his next round of boarding. So, and then they'll go into, he'll be a year by then, and we'll keep working on, when he gets back from his next round of boarding, I'm going to start working on doing his task work. Add that into his repertoire of stuff that he has to work on, picking up keys, phone, and a few other things I drop on a daily basis. I mean, there's certain things I'm not going to be able to have him pick up just because it either goes in my mouth or I need it to stay clean, that I'm just going to have to wash off. I mean, if I'm already done using something and it falls on the floor, I'll have him like pick up a fork or something. Pens, I mean, stuff like that. And the trainer wasn't too sure about teaching him to pick up like change or something because she thought, or something too small because she thought he might swallow it. Which some dogs can pick up change and they won't swallow it. I've seen them do it. I know most service dogs can pick up credit cards, but I'm not. I think the last time I had things fall out of my wallet, it was a while ago, so. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, and that's going to be probably in the next round of training, which is perfecting his task work. Even when he's working full-time, his training is never going to be done because a service dog is always working, always learning. I might need to work on his body awareness. I might have Emily work on that a little bit because that's not something I can work with. Because I need to have someone that can move him pretty much a 360 all the way around. I can't do that. I can only manage him from where I can reach. So I can't do public body awareness work with him. Someone that's standing and walking can do that. But I just need him to know where his back end is. He's pretty good about that. But I'll have Emily tweak it on that. So I'll work on that. And this clip is already getting around 10 minutes, which is kind of where I want to cap this. So that's all for this week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.